Hello everyone, hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. I actually just received a little reading from someone, and one of the things that she said to do is to focus more on what I gathered is speaking my truth. And so coming on here, doing more readings, passing along more messages for other people. And so she's also discussing that I'm doing a lot in the background behind the scenes, which I absolutely am. And in one of my readings that I was offering to someone today, I was discussing the importance of when we're doing spiritual work, when we're a spiritual teacher or a spiritual entrepreneur. One of the biggest things is about not just being vulnerable, but that we're the same way with our clients. We're the same way, excuse me, on social media, as I'm clearing my throat chakra, with our friends, with our family, that sort of thing. So I just feel like there's someone who needs to hear that as well. It's important to be yourself, to trust yourself, to speak your truth, and step into that power. And I know how scary it is sometimes to step into your power, because often we'll have a lot of self-doubt and things like that. So I'm here to do crystal ball readings, okay? So the way that the crystal ball works is I'm clairvoyant. I'm all the clairs. And I did have a nice big reset recently myself where I went to Greece and I really was able to release a lot of things. I feel like that were really deep. It feels like past life, childhood trauma, things like that. So now I'm just coming into this place where I feel like my clairvoyance and my psychic gifts are even stronger than they've ever been. So I don't know if you guys relate to that or not, but have you had any experiences recently where you're just feeling like you're letting go of really, really old, deep seated, rooted things? With this energy that we're moving forward in, just as like a general message, I get that you're letting go of things that are so deep within you that you might find that you're questioning yourself as a result of that, and just trust in that process. I know with a lot of my clients right now, they're sometimes like giving themselves a hard time or putting a lot of pressure on themselves. I don't feel like it's just my clients. I feel like it's the world right now. So just pay close attention to that, okay? So if you want a message, just say yes in the comments. It'd be great if you said where you're from and what your name is. And also, if you have a question, feel free to ask that. I'm not doing paid readings yet. I'm still new to TikTok. I'm just building up this platform, learning how to use it. So I don't do scheduled readings yet. But my plan is I'm getting to next week, next Monday, start charging here on TikTok and maybe just learning a bit more about how that works so I can help more people. Does Adele have romantic feelings and intimacy for me? Does Adele have romantic feelings for me? I feel like yes, but I'm getting a yes and no. Okay. And the reason for that is because what I'm getting is that, like, right now, the two of you need to really focus more on your individuality, just a tiny bit more. So sometimes we're giving out mixed signals or mixed messages. So if you are interested in this person, I actually feel like to put the pressure on a little bit more. Okay. So it's interesting, we were just talking about people putting too much pressure on themselves, but when we're interested in something or somebody, we've got to step forward into that, right? So just as much as we're letting go of the old right now, we're also inviting in the new. So feel free to share anything that you're bringing in to your life right now. I'm really focusing on my health and a lot of independence. So those are two really big things. On the 16th, we also have a new moon coming in. I haven't done my new moon reading underneath YouTube yet, but I will be. And this portal that just happened, I feel like I've been kind of caught up in a lot of the shifts that are happening in that. So I'm just kind of like moving through that, and then I'll be entering into this new moon reading, and I do new moon rituals as well that are underneath my membership group for all members, and I do theta healing downloads for people that'll be supportive for them in terms of how to manifest what you'd like to attract, okay? Charlie, possible relationship with him. Charlie, possible relationship with him, question mark. That feels really blurry to me, and I'm getting a lot of pain in my head. So I would really clear out your head a bit more. The reason why we get readings is to help us understand the energy of the now a bit better. Readings aren't to necessarily do like, here's what's going to happen to you in your future, or here's all the things that have happened to you in your past. A reading to me is really about how we can improve our overall like health and wellness in the now. So if you want to understand if you should or shouldn't do something, it's going to be based on you understanding kind of like your why. Why do you want to be with that person, or why do you not want to be with that person? And as you can dissect those things, it's helpful. Okay. But the energy is just kind of like not clear. Okay. So you might want to get a reading. You can book in for half an hour or an hour with me. If you want to do 15 minutes, that's fine. But I like to give people at least a half an hour because it gives us a lot of time to focus on more details. Okay. I don't just do crystal ball readings. I do different styles of healing as well, because the goal here is I want to invite information in for you, but I also want to support you in things that are coming up for you that aren't serving you anymore. So I do little clearings and healings. Okay. If you want to read about that, check out my blog as well. You're welcome. Hope that was helpful. Does Philip love me or after my money? Okay, so first of all, why are you concerned that they're after your money? That means you probably don't trust them, right? There's something that you're either struggling with trust within yourself, or trusting other people, or this person has done something to you, or of course somebody else has done something to you in the past. So which one is that? Because that's important to know. Sometimes when I get people that come in to get readings with me, they don't want to discuss things, and they just want me to talk to them about themselves. And I think it's important to have dialogue and discuss things. My background is psychology. I think it's important to understand body, mind, and spirit to really move and shift you forward. Okay. So, so with the, does Philip love you or is he after your money? That one is kind of like, it just feels like you're struggling with like togetherness, actually. So although I'm saying all this stuff about trust, that's something to consider. But trust and togetherness are really, really important, right? Do you spend a lot of time together, or do you spend time together but you still feel disconnected? Because the fact that you're struggling with this tells me that you guys need to come together more, and you need to communicate with each other a bit better, because it's like you've got specific fears that you need to work on specifically with this person, right? So you can get readings to get clarity on what you feel like you need to discuss specifically with that person. Struggling with more than that. Okay, so if you have a question, let me know, or just put your name in the comments and where you're from if you would like a message. Hi, Candace. Thank you for the hearts. If you want a message, just say yes. All right, so another thing that's coming up just as a general message is that, again, there's just like a lot of old energy that seems to be coming up to the surface for a lot of people. And sometimes it's hard for us to look back because we feel like, oh, I don't want to dig up all this old trauma. But I'm also getting there are other people who like look back a lot and they feel very safe and comfortable with that. So I'm also getting, okay, Candace, no problem. I'm also getting that find balance in looking back, okay? Very old, look forward, yes. So, like, because with my client this morning when we were working together, and she's an intuitive healer psychic as well, one of the things that came up for her, she had an ache in her, like, back/solar plexus a little bit. And I said, can you identify if this is future related, if you're getting an intuitive message of something that's coming in, or is this present and past related? And so she was kind of dwelling on the fact that past things were coming up. And actually, past is a beautiful thing that we want to come up naturally by becoming more aware of like what we want to attract. So for instance, if I want to attract health into my life, I'm cleaning up my diet. I have a lot of sensitivities towards a lot of things. And like, as I am manifesting or attracting this health thing that I desire, what's coming up is like, judgments that I have felt from the past because I want to bring in this new thing, right? So I'm being put in situations or scenarios where I'm being triggered. And then when I go and work with my healer and I get readings, I can kind of understand the energy a little bit more with that person to get support. And then I can move through it a bit better. So I'm aware that these old things are coming up, but again, sometimes we need support with that. And if you don't get support with those things that are coming up from the past, we might just choose to ignore it or suppress it, okay? So guilt, question mark, not some past. Yeah, so this stuff can get quite confusing. So Candace, we're going to go into you, and if you want a message, just write your name and where you're from. So Candace, what's interesting is I'm kind of getting like a tapping here. I feel like you might have Reiki training from the past, but I'm getting that when you're getting these hits or nudges to offer healing to other people or even yourself, it's important that you really act on those emotions and sensations, because I feel like sometimes we'll be dismissing those intuitive hints and nudges, and then we'll kind of like take on more emotions and energy than we need to because we're not, offering those healings to other people. So sometimes we just get that calling, okay, I'm supposed to do this. So you're being called into listening to like those nudges just a tiny bit more. And it's just understanding signs and symbols a bit better. Okay. So if we were to work together, I would absolutely give you a little tune-up with your with an attunement, and also I would want to invite you to just understand what that means a little bit more, okay? Because you're very sensitive, and sometimes we will turn our senses, not saying this is related to you, but just to you, but sometimes our senses are so strong and we're so sensitive, we'll actually want to turn them off a little bit. And actually, we don't want to turn our senses off at all. We want to fire them up even more. We want to reattune ourselves and then just learn how to work with the energy a bit better. So otherwise, we're kind of suppressing our talents and our gifts, okay? So anybody that wants to learn Reiki or other types of healing tools, my VIP membership is a great place. Even if you're in there for just 1 month, it's $55.55. You can cancel at any time, but you get access to a lot of stuff. Today I'm going to have a guided meditation up. I did a full moon ritual from the last full moon with Theta Healing downloads, and I do a lot more stuff in there, and it's all pre-recorded so you can watch it at your own time, but you can get all the Reiki attunements that I offer in there, and it can be really helpful for, again, people who want to turn their senses on. If you're looking to turn your senses off, boundaries is something you also want to work on, but we never really want to completely shut down or numb or suppress. Okay, so I think there's somebody else that needed to hear that. So would anybody else like a message? I'm seeing somebody joining. I'm here offering crystal ball readings. The way that works is I feel energy in my body, but I also see energy. I hear energy. So like right now I'm seeing this like little hole in my ball. It's almost like creating this little triangle. So that represents someone to me who also is working on their own psychic gifts at this time. Hello, if you want a message, just write your name in the comments and where you're from if you want to. So Cynthia, let's relate this to you. This is kind of talking about like your goals right now, okay? If you want to go back and listen to my reading that I did here on TikTok from yesterday, that's now underneath my YouTube channel, Horseman Reading, so you can click my link tree to get access to that. I feel like you could benefit from that one because I'm talking a little bit more about where the energy is, and I also do daily messages under there as well. So you've got like some really great energy, Cynthia. What I'm getting here is sometimes you might feel like nervous to move forward with your goals, I sense. But don't forget, when we're feeling nervous or fearful of something, it's not always a bad thing. I actually feel like going deeper into the things that you're really great at in baby steps is healthy, because the only reason why sometimes we're getting overwhelmed with things is because maybe we're not giving ourselves enough credit, or we're not giving ourselves enough time to process things. So you've got some really beautiful goals that I would suggest to continue to move forward with, but just work through those little tiny fears that you're having around accomplishing those goals. Sometimes we have a fear of success. Other people have a fear of failure. I'm never afraid to fail. I'm really great at failing. I love failing. It's my jam. But I used to have a fear of success. I was scared to step into the light. And because I've never really enjoyed, I don't know, being at the top, I guess we'll say, right? I was always like a little bit better at, like for instance, in sports, I would go into like groups where I was the worst in the group. So I would like move up a level is what I'm saying. I would go into sports with older kids, and then I want it to be like the worst on the team so that I could improve, and then keep doing that instead of my best friend growing up. She's a very successful doctor now, and she had no issues with succeeding like top of the school in her academics, but she would always be in the group. So we started to separate because she wanted to be the best in the class. She wanted to be the best in the group. So that's something I kind of had to work through, is like, why do I want to be kind of like hiding here? Okay, so Cynthia, that's my encouragement is to recognize, are you comfortable accomplishing these goals? And if you're not, work on that and just inch your way through it. And again, if you want to get some support with that, I would offer you some theta healing that way. If you're in VIP, my membership group, you can also email me things you'd like support with, and then I can do healings and clearings for you in our recorded videos. Okay, hope you found that helpful. So Francine, I'm just going to readjust myself here. So I think I'm going to start doing paid readings on here starting next week. So this is a great time to get a free reading. Also, I'm underneath Facebook and Instagram too. So I do lots of stuff here, there, and everywhere. So Francine, I'm getting a tapping on my head. So that tells me Reiki would be beneficial for you too, or any type of energy healing. And the reason why that's coming up is because it feels like sometimes we need clarity on situations, and then other times we just need to feel better. And I'm getting you need that emotional clearing, and not necessarily to yap about it. You just need to like feel better about it. And so this is someone who it feels like you've just been going through a lot. That's what I get. And I think we all have been. So I think also you knowing that the emotions that you're feeling are normal, the emotions that you're feeling are okay, and that you're grounded, that you're safe. And maybe you need to remind yourself that you're safe, that the world isn't bad, that nothing bad is going to happen. And just those healthy reminders of like, love is everywhere, love surrounds us, maybe drawing a white light and bathing yourself in that. Again, if you want to join the membership group for VIP, you can learn all your Reiki levels, even if you already have them, receive the attunements, get the lessons in there. And a lot of my other programs around money blocks, manifestation work, law of attraction, so many different amazing things, forgiveness. But I'm getting that like, go at your own pace, and it's more about your heart and feeling better in your heart and feeling that safety as well on a regular basis. Okay, so let's see, we'll do one more. Let's just do a last general message. Okay, I'm also getting, when it comes to, yes, Trisha, when it comes to your focus right now, I would say to let go of any fixation that you might be feeling right now, that it's important that you're allowing yourself to just be a bit more present. And so ways that we can be more present could simply just be going into gratitude, getting outside a little bit more. But I'm getting that you've graduated from one thing in your life that that you should be really proud of, and just to celebrate that as well. Thank you. And yes, I have been through lots. Okay, so yes, you guys know how to find me. Click my link tree. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you on one of my other platforms. Take care.